Hi everyone, hope you're well. For those who don't know me, my name's Simon Brown. I run the FCPA, the Film Content Protection Agency. We're part of the Film Distributors Association, and our mission is quite simple, and that's to protect theatrical releases in cinemas from piracy, and that's cinemas in the UK and Ireland. So it might seem a strange time to be talking about that, considering obviously the status of most cinemas in the territory. But this is about being prepared for obviously that general recovery and reopening. And film piracy does remain a significant and ongoing threat to the industry. There's no doubt about that. We see, even at this difficult time, that illegal pirate websites continue to operate. The lockdown has seen a rise in the consumption of that content online. However, what you will clearly see on those pirate websites, although saying that, you're clearly not going on them, are you? Of course not. What we will see on those pirate websites is a lack of new theatrical content, and that's because the majority of pirated versions of new cinema releases are still sourced in cinemas globally, and by that I mean they're illegally recorded, they're camcorded, we call it. So offenders simply go to those locations with a recording device and record the content from the screen and upload it onto the internet, and then it spirals out of control very quickly. So that availability and supply of new films for these online piracy groups has for the moment been stifled, and inevitably they're desperate for new content for their consumers, their members. And therein lies the threat, doesn't it? That once cinemas begin to open and the industry starts to recover, we will see them becoming quite busy again, and obviously we will be under some threat. Such activity is clearly very damaging to the industry, isn't it? Not does the availability of a pirated version online cause significant financial loss, especially if it's a film that we haven't even released theatrically in cinemas in this territory, but probably more importantly, it has an impact on our ability to offer reassurance to the studios and distributors that we can release films securely here ahead of other territories. And obviously that's very important when you look at the volume of films we release first or early in the UK compared to other territories. So this is just a reminder, really, to remind you that we're here, we exist, what we do, and how we can help together, to work together on this greater cause to protect the industry from this problem. So awareness and vigilance are obviously key to the fight. The awareness and vigilance of cinema staff in particular, but also the public. And I'd urge all cinema operators just to make sure your staff are familiar with anti-piracy best practice and some of the elements of our programme, which does include, as you can see behind me, some significant financial incentives in terms of rewards that we offer to cinema staff to help us identify such offenders in cinemas. So please don't hesitate to contact me if we can help you in any way, especially with awareness or training or any other resources. It's worth having a look at our website, the FDA's website. There is a whole section there by the FCPA on content protection. There's a lot of guidance and advice on that website. So if you don't know what it is, it's filmdistributorsassociation.com. And that does also include an awareness quiz for cinema staff. And that awareness quiz does carry a significant quarterly prize. So please go and take a look, have a look, and encourage your staff to do so. So rather than me recapping all the core elements of our programme, I thought we could just take this opportunity to show a short 5-minute video that we produced last year. It will be made available in the new year to cinemas to use as a learning or awareness resource for staff, primarily obviously for inductions, meetings, staff training. It does need a few little tweaks and updates, but we will be distributing that and circulating it in the new year for use. So as they say, let's run VT and hopefully see you in the not too distant future. Welcome to this training podcast with the latest guidance on preventing film theft from taking place in cinemas in the UK and Ireland, an objective shared across our industry. Most pirated films are still sourced from cinemas around the world, and smartphones like this one with high quality cameras and large data capacities are the mobile devices most commonly used. Just one infringing digital copy can be streamed globally within hours, potentially devaluing the cinema release of the film that may have cost hundreds of millions of pounds to produce and release. Don't forget physical piracy, in other words films circulated on counterfeit discs, remain a constant scourge too. Organised crime groups continue to make millions from trafficking films, often alongside other counterfeit goods. With 10,000 public showings every day in UK cinemas, the vulnerability is huge and we all have a part to play. Most piracy starts with release groups. These are online gangs who source content and post it online as fast as they can. The sooner it's available, the more they can earn from advertising, subscriptions, malware and content ransom demands. As well as serious financial motives, kudos is key. The race to pirate films first means that release groups rely on networks of people to camcord them. I say camcord, but these are of course illegal recordings. Piracy or copyright theft is a crime, well proven in case law and widely reported as such. Recent court cases in England and Scotland have resulted in criminal records, fines and suspended prison sentences. More often than not, pirates target an early showing of films opening day, as soon as it's publicly available. Films open in the UK first or especially at risk, and English language dialogue is always attractive. Cameras naturally seek privacy from other audience members, so they usually sit at the rear of the auditorium. They'll probably be one of the first customers to arrive and they'll often use the time to wedge the device on or around the seat. They may try, quite ingeniously, to conceal it in something else, a drinks container or an item of clothing, for example. As a member of cinema staff, you're in the front line of the industry's constant fight against piracy. You can help by being aware of the issues, by your vigilance and screen checks, especially at the most vulnerable moments, and by your fast response if the worst happens. There are lots of assets now available to help you. The use of night vision devices is highly recommended, primarily as a deterrent. We have posters available for your public areas and separately for staff rooms, each carrying clear messages. There are summary cards like this one for everyone, setting out what to look out for and how to respond. If you spot anything suspicious, such as a glowing light or a customer appearing to pay attention to an object pointed at the screen rather than at the screen itself, the most important thing to do is to report it to your manager as soon as possible. There are well-established procedures for managers to call the police and for dealing appropriately with a customer suspected of copying some or all of the film. It's important that these procedures are followed carefully. By way of a thank you, FCPA recognises and applauds the vital work of frontline staff in deterring or disrupting attempts to pirate films. We give cash payments of up to £500, signed certificates and various other goodies. We hold special events a few times each year at which a celebrity guest usually hands out the rewards in person. We also email vulnerable release alerts or VRAs for every film that's at greatest risk in the UK. Look out for these, they come quite regularly. We're here 24/7 to help, so please get in touch with any requests or comments. Our contact details are on the screen now and on our website. There's a dedicated FCPA hub on the Film Distributors Association website, launchingfilms.com. Thank you for watching, and thank you all for your efforts alongside your other duties to protect the industry and the clear and present danger of film theft. It's greatly appreciated. Very best wishes, and here's to a great year ahead at the cinema.